Okay, let us move on. Tongaren Member of Parliament David Eseli and Kandui legislator Wafula Omunyenyi are addressing on the Ford Kenya's exit from NASA. They say the party officials were not fully involved in that decision. Let's just listen into what they're saying live.
Briefing, I'll let the Secretary General to read the statement, then I'll make a few comments thereafter. So if we can have the SG read the statement, giving our official position, and I'll make a few comments after that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate. This is our statement. It has come to our attention that the Ford Kenya faction, led by Honorable Senator Moses Wetangula, purported to hold a party general council meeting on Saturday, 31st July in Nairobi. We wish to state that we do not recognize that as a lawfully valid general council of our party Ford Kenya because it was not properly convened, as it was contrary to the party constitution, and the attendants were not bona fide members of the general council of the party. The so-called resolutions read out after the meeting were also not in tandem with the party constitution. As an example, how can General Council allow Management Committee to fill vacant National Executive Council slots? Management Committee reports to NEC. Hence, NEC is superior to Management Committee. And therefore, Management Committee cannot purport to fill positions in NEC. Since when did juniors appoint their seniors? If indeed this was a General Council, then they abdicated their role in filling vacant slots in the NEC. Another question is, why fill vacant slots and in the same breath call for an NDC whose role is to elect NEC members? The major problem in Fort Kenya, which has led to the more than one year impasse in the party, is lack of regular, free, and fair party elections as stipulated by the party's own constitution and the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Article 91. The party constitution requires that elections should be held every 4 years, but this has not happened since 2011, when the last NDC was held. It therefore means that the party has skipped two elections, 2015 and 2019. This lack of internal party elections to infuse new members and new ideas in the party has led to dwindling fortunes of the party and disenfranchised the youth who would have wished to join the party and infuse new ideas. So far, grassroots elections were held in 2019 after a protracted push to have these elections. However, the party failed to go to NDC and elect national officials. This was among the many reasons that the National Executive Council relied on to remove Senator Moses Masika Wetangula as the party leader and elected the Honorable Atanas Wafula Omunyenyi as the interim party leader with the task of calling for an NDC to comply with the party constitution. I, the Secretary General of the party, then issued a notice of the NDC for November 2020, based on the tenets of the party constitution on convening of the NDC, and as from instructions given by Management Committee and ratified by NEC in 2019. The Wetangula-led faction went to court and obtained orders stopping the NDC, and the orders have remained in force to date with no resolution in sight. Despite the illegality of the so-called General Council meeting of 31st July, at least one most welcome development is noted by us. That is, that finally the Wetangula faction has accepted to have a National Delegates Congress, despite their earlier move to stop a scheduled National Delegates Congress. That's NDC. To us, this is the most welcome development, and having the National Delegates Congress, that's NDC, will resolve the impasse in the party once and for all. We therefore urge our members to prepare for NDC as delegates to the NDC who were already elected at the grassroots elections of 2019 and are validly in office. Due to the impasse in the party, we advise that if any vacancies have occurred among the delegates in the intervening period since 2019, this should be left as vacant, for this will not affect the quorum of the NDC. As is required in order to adhere to the dictates of our party constitution, the Secretary General, that's myself, Honorable Dr. David Eseli Simiyu, is ready to issue the notice of the NDC in 2 newspapers of national circulation, and out of magnanimity, we tell the other faction to choose the date, and we negotiate with the registrar of political parties and the national government to give special dispensation to our party, Ford Kenya, as they did to KNUT, to get an early date during this COVID period and go to NDC. Once again, we say bring it on and inform all delegates in all the counties to prepare and come to elect your new leaders. Indeed, after 14 months struggle, finally, the party is coming back to the people. Our promise to bring the party back to the people is now here with us. So we are ready for that NDC, and by our tenets of the Constitution is the SG to issue notice. I'm ready to issue notice. We tell the Wetangula faction, give us the date. Bring it on. Thank you.
Yes, as I said, after the statement, I will... as I said, after the statement, I'll make a few comments just to stress what has been given in the statement. First, we had informed the officials and members of the party that we are going to open a headquarters for the party. You noted that Wetangula-led wing approached Musalia Mudavadi, who gave them accommodation at ANC premises. We want to tell our members that we cannot be accommodated by another political party. We therefore are going to open our offices. We'll be unveiling our offices in the next couple of days. Maybe in a week's time, we'll be unveiling Fort Kenya's official headquarters, where matters of the party are going to be handled. Secondly, we want to say that, as pointed out earlier and as had been announced, we are ready to hold an NDC. We are ready to go to elections, free and fair, to elect national officials of Fort Kenya. And this is what we're calling all members of the party to be ready for the election, which, once agreed on the date and we get a nod from the Registrar of Political Parties and government to allow us, under special conditions, maybe in a stadium, Kasarani or Nyayo Stadium, where we will bring all our delegates for a National Delegates Congress to elect new officials. We want to urge Wetangula again, once again, to stop engaging other parties, masquerading as the official leader of Fort Kenya when he knows he was removed. The matter of Fort Kenya is in court. And it's Wetangula who went to court to obtain orders, that have kept our party in turmoil ever since he was removed as the leader of the party. So we want to stop him once again, and to tell anybody, to tell any other parties that anything they are doing with Wetangula, he is doing it in his private capacity. And members of Fort Kenya will not recognize any formations that would have been done with Wetangula as the leader of Fort Kenya. I think this is what I wanted to make clear. But most important, he should stop moving about and signing agreements and purporting to represent Fort Kenya in engagements with other political parties. If at all he is serious and wants to project himself as, one of the leaders in Kenya who recognizes that democracy must be respected, then he should not be doing so. He should wait for the election. We are ready. If he wins, well and good. And if anybody else wins, he should respect the will of the people. What we are saying is that we are ready for the election, and he should stop behaving like he's the leader of the party.
But I think even in some of his counterparts, also realize that he's not the real party leader, because if you remember the other day, the Honorable former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka said that Wetangula is the de facto leader of Fort Kenya. Now, de facto means that he's not there by law.
De facto. So, you know what de facto means?
So it means that even those other people do recognize that his position is tenuous. That's why the former Vice President said that he's the de facto leader of the party, but not the de jure leader of the party.
Ford Kenya party wars continuing there. Remember, this is a faction led by Tongaren Member of Parliament David Eseli and Kandui legislator Wafula Wamunyinyi, who say that the party officials were not involved in that decision to exit NASA. They are saying that Moses Wetangula's meeting with the party general council was not properly convened, and therefore they will organize a proper national general council meeting and equally open their Ford Kenya official headquarters. Remember, this comes just a day actually, after Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula and NC's Musalia Mudavadi officially signed off their respective parties' NASA exit declaration there. Of course, this is a story that we'll continue following up on. We want to take a short break, but when we come back,